1, 2.
Yeah.
Signed to Michael Jackson, then signed to Madonna. Toured with Britney Spears, where you learn what I wanna do. A girl like you, got the 7 digits, got the area code too. Heated it up with 98, did the all that music and more, and it felt great. Now we're back to the top, industry unlocked. No pop music, but a whole lot of talk. Come along for the ride, going straight to the top. Tommy Mac and Eric Stretch, the bad boys of pop.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
They're going on. They're going on and on.
You know, I miss them, but
Let's see what happens if we just let them,
Yeah.
Oh. When left to their own devices, they just...
Oh, wow.
They
They're very well trained.
They mellow themselves out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Welcome to the Bad Boys of Pop. I'm Tommy Mac.
I am Eric Stretch.
And we are...
The Bad Boys of Pop.
Formerly of the group No Authority, having been signed to Michael Jackson and Madonna. And worked with
Boy
Britney.
band in the 90s?
Boy
early
band,
2000s.
late 90s, early 2000s. We know about a few things because we've seen a few things. So
that was very. We are farmers. Dun, 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 dun. This, by the way, episode is not sponsored by farmers.
No, this is just gonna. You know what? No one's ever going to sponsor the Bad Boys of Pop because they know eventually we'll just give them a free shout out.
Speaking of being in a boy band in the late 90s, early 2000s, I bleached my hair.
Yes, indeed.
I bleached my hair, and But
Eric, you weren't supposed to tell anyone because on Monday we were going to play, and I was going to challenge you that if you lost, you had to bleach your hair.
Oh yeah, we're gonna bamboozle him. I'm sorry.
So, too late now. Now I guess I have to bleach my hair.
I like that, or we can do a poll to see what color I should dye it. Like, because now that it's bleached, I could do any color.
Oh right, you could make it like blue or red.
Do a rainbow. I dropped my headphones. Sorry, I could do a rainbow.
It's funny that just your scream just now reminded me. I was talking to my mom the other day, and she said, listening to you on the last episode on Have You Heard the News on Monday this week. If you guys missed that, go listen because it's hilarious.
I think it might be like top favorite episode.
It's definitely up there. It's easily in the top 3 favorites for me. But you were so nervous. She said it reminded her of when she saw you at the virtual reality thing fighting the Minotaur.
Yep.
And I said, oh my goodness, it would be so fun to watch you and my mom play like Old Maid or something.
Oh yeah. Well, I freak out about games.
And she is the original freaker outer about games. So
Susan, I could tell.
Just to hear the two of you,
just making noises, not completing sentences, just making noises.
It would be awesome. It would be a lot of fun. We have to pit you guys against each other sometime.
I'm in. Well, if you are following like Susan is, hi Susan. You know that today is the grab bag, and we are going. Okay, I know our math was wrong last time.
It was. Do you want me to refresh you on what's happening now?
Please refresh my drink. I mean, my memory.
What are you sipping on there? Let me guess. Gin?
No, I'm doing vodka sodas.
What?
I know.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just realized how much sugar was in Chardonnay and gin. So I'm.
Oh, is there a lot of sugar in gin?
It's delicious. It has to.
It has to have it because it tastes great.
Mm-hmm.
Are you putting lime in there? So you're getting your vitamin C?
I'm getting my vitamins.
Your vitamins? Okay,
yes. Good. Which actually goes right into a good segue.
Okay. Well, into one of the things that
yes,
okay.
I can go first.
Okay, well then I'll explain what's happening. So we are on part 5. We're doing things 41 through 50.
Yes.
So we will be starting now. Since Eric, you sound like you were raring to go.
So things to do in quarantining, self-quarantine. So this is episode 5.
Episode 5, 100 things to do under quarantine.
100 things to do under quarantine.
And Eric's going to kick us off with thing number 1.
Sorry. I did this when I was on tour with Wicked, and it drove my castmates crazy. So I think it's a really good thing to do during self-quarantining, and it is speak in a British accent for 24 hours.
Okay. All right.
Tommy, it's so much fun. It's just a bloody blast.
And it's much easier for you to do it as well because you live with a Brit, so you pick up on all the nuances like you hear them frequently. So you got to have all of them down at this point.
I think yours is better than mine. I actually have a terrible accent. My accent is equivalent to my terrible British accent is equivalent to Rob's terrible Southern accent.
I haven't heard that. I've got to hear it though.
I literally tried to speak in a British accent for 24 hours, and it was one of those things where everybody we couldn't stop laughing, me included, and then they were so annoyed by me that it still became funny that they were so annoyed because I wouldn't speak for a while, and then people would be chatting, and then I'd be like, "Yeah, I know, mates," and everyone would look at me and we'd start laughing. So it's a good time for all.
I can't tell.
It's annoyingly good time for all.
I can't tell if it's like Cockney or it's almost Australian. It's almost Australian what you're doing there.
The funny thing is I speak in a British accent, and then all of a sudden it turns into like Minnesota, you know? Like it just I have gone in auditions where I had to speak all these different accents, and I am terrible.
You didn't get the parts.
No, but I'm not going to say what show it was, but they did cast me in a show where I had to speak in a Spanish accent, and I was terrible.
What? Why won't you say what show it is?
I don't know, because I don't want people to like look at casting and think that they're terrible for casting me in this part.
What, is it available?
No.
Why?
No, because
I want to see it.
No, it was live theater, so.
Oh, it was live. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it was.
I thought it was a TV project, and I was getting giddy because I wanted to.
Oh no, that'd be the first thing on my reel.
You know, it kills me when I see a movie and there's someone trying to do a Southern accent and it's just so bad, and I'm like.
Are you talking about?
No, I'm not talking about I Don't Want Your Life. I'm not talking about that one.
I don't want your life.
But there are some that are really bad, and I was like, guys, come on. At some point, you had to realize that this actor couldn't do it, right?
The contract was signed.
We're committed now. Got to do it.
Contract was signed. Yeah. So that's a really fun one, and I'm excited that I thought of that one.
Okay, that's a good one. Good thing number 2 there. Good thing number 2. All right. Or sorry, no, that was thing number 1.
That was number 1.
That was number 1. That was number 1. Number 1 on our hearts and on the list. All right. You ready to move on to the next thing? To my
Your
thing?
turn. I'm odds, you're evens.
Okay. That'll work. I think you'll like this one. This is it's an easy one to do. It's handy. It's useful.
Yeah.
And here we go.
Okay, I was like, you got to push the button.
Thing number 2. Dose. Or whatever Deuces. You want. Deuces. Go through your canned goods. Freshen up your pantry. Yeah. So go through. We've all been guilty of this. I know I have. I'm assuming a lot of people do this. They'll get canned vegetables, canned soups, canned goods. You stock up in case of an emergency, right? In LA, out here, it's like, if there's an earthquake, we'll be set for a while. We have these canned goods. We can, in the olden times, before refrigeration, people would can vegetable. They would pickle things. Right? So you stock up on these things, but they do eventually start tasting bad, right?
Yeah. Even sometimes when they are not expired, they still sometimes taste bad.
Well, let's not talk bad about Chef Boyardee because I happen to like it.
Oh, God, it's so gross, Tommy. That's exactly what I was talking about.
I haven't had it. Is it really?
We ate, Tommy and Ricky, I don't even know if Danny was in the Chef Boyardee, but I tried it. It smells good.
Yeah.
Tastes disgusting.
That chef knows what he's doing, man. Except he's not very good at doing his hair because he's got a weird. Wait, maybe I'm thinking of the Quaker Oats Never mind.
No, he wears a hat.
Yeah, you're right. He wears a hat. So no one knows. You know what? I stand by it. He's not good at doing his hair. That's why he wears a hat.
That's a good one. Yeah, always it's always a good thing because the fun thing about that though is like once you start, you can't stop.
Yeah. Once you pop, you can't stop. I had a chicken chili the other night, which in theory I'm like, this needs to be eaten, and I ate it, and I'm like, okay, it was pretty good, but man, that messed with my belly a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But here's the thing: you need to cycle through these. You need to bring all the older ones to the front, right? Mm-hmm. And they make these little can holders that you can actually put them in. I don't know if they fit in cupboards, but it'll roll.
Is it called a Lazy Susan? Shout out to Susan.
Hey, Ma. No, they do have Lazy Susans which spin around, right? Like little carousels. But I'm talking about it's like a little rack, like a double layer rack, and the cans roll down and it shoots out the old ones first. So you can get those. I don't have those in the cupboards. I just had to do it manually. Maybe I'll upgrade and get some of those for the cupboards.
Upgrade it, absolutely.
Yeah, but keep the food fresh. Don't let it go bad. Don't waste it. Use it. Don't abuse it. Enjoy it. Don't.
I like it.
Deploy it. Okay.
Oh wow.
What's happening right now? All right. So we're coming up on the third thing, I believe. Yeah?
Yep, I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Thing number 3.
I have a clue.
Don't you tell me about your random clue.
In the arms of the angel.
Donate to a pet society?
Yeah, or adopt a pet.
Or adopt a pet. I got it.
Yeah. You got it.
Yeah.
So good.
Wait, we almost turned that into trivia.
I know, right? Well, I hear that noise and I automatically like start freaking out and I go into like, oh no, wait, it's my turn.
I just see Sarah McLachlan and think of all the sad puppy eyes and.
Yeah, and to be honest, I know that like a good friend of mine was trying to adopt a pet and was like this is a great thing, great news is that like she was having difficulty because a lot of people are doing that now.
So good, great news.
So good, great news, awesome. And but then but there's other ways that you can donate if you can't actually adopt a pet or find one. But I just think that it's great that now that people have these times this time to like really start training the animal and really want to be grow their family. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and if you can't do that, then so sad, bad news.
So sad. Well, then if you can't adopt, donate.
There you go. You can do something.
Yeah.
Or you can do nothing, and if you do nothing, then hey,
don't tell anybody.
Then that's on you, and we won't say you suck. We'll just be like, hey, you just sit there and think about what you just didn't do.
you have to stare at the corner with the dunce hat on for 24 hours. No,
you have to Blair Witch yourself over into that corner right there.
What are you doing? I'm Blair Witching myself.
This is getting ridiculous. Okay. All right, let's do another thing, shall we?
Yeah.
There we go. Here we go. Thing number 4.
Oh.
Create a shared playlist on Spotify.
Ooh, that's great.
And then get all of your friends to participate and add a few songs so that you guys can listen together.
Oh yeah.
Now and in the future have like a post quarantine party and play the playlist.
That's a really, really good idea, Tommy. Thanks. And I feel like every time that, well, I mean, now that we have like, Alexa and these other things, like you can, like they automatically have playlists, but it's something that I always like, anytime you're like, oh, we're going to have a party. And once we reopen and we can, like, everybody's going to have parties. And hopefully the first party that we can all go to would be my birthday. But,
that would be awesome. I think it might be a little too soon, but that would be awesome.
I do too. We'll see. Maybe 4 people, but that's fine. You would be invited, I promise.
I hope so.
So we're always like, oh, we need to make a playlist.
Yeah.
And then but we never have time. So now we have the time. So I think it's a great idea.
We have the time and we have the resources to allow people to help us. You know what would be awesome? Would be to create a playlist from like kind of back in the day when we would have parties in the land of gracious livings. out there.
Oh yes, yes, yes.